Hey everybody, clearing. All right, I just launched this incredible course coming up, Preparation for Sacred Union. It's going to be a deep dive into inner alignment and finding your heck yeses. The links are going to be in the description box below. I'll probably pin a sign up link in the comments as well. It's going to be Zoom sessions for 8 weeks on Saturday morning Pacific Standard Time, 10 till noon. I might log in a little early and see if people can do that, but it's starting to fill up already, and I've got a lot of messages coming in about payment plan and different kinds of inquiries. I'm going to do the reading here tonight and get back to everybody tomorrow. I've had a full day, and I'm really, my heart is so warmed that you're all responding, and yeah, there's just been a flood of messages into the inbox, and I am so excited about this. There is so much response. I might actually consider running a second Wednesday night series this way. So if you want to consider a Wednesday evening, 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. Version of this course, if Saturday doesn't work for you, please don't hesitate to message and get on a potential wait list for that. If you've already messaged me and the Wednesday spot might work better for you, if I get enough people, I'll run it twice. So how fun. That to me sounds like my idea of fun. However, let's get into this reading. This is going to be a divine masculine reading, and yeah, here we go. So what are the divine masculines actually thinking about for the future here regarding the connections at this time? What are the masculines thinking about intending? Knight of Pentacles in the inverse. The Knight of Pentacles is typically like slow, methodical, step-by-step, planned out, well thought out, and deliberate. In the inverse, it's like they just want to kind of get there already. I just heard, like, change it up, step on the gas. There's something here where they don't want to be so taking their time. They want to kick it into gear. Okay, what is this, masculines, that you're wishing to kick into gear? The end of certain karmic cycles. Okay, these baby steps, juggling things. So whatever needs to be put down that's being juggled or has been juggled in the past in these connections, they see it coming to an end. There's light at the end of the tunnel, but they also want to do what they can to accelerate that process. So it's almost like these masculines are realizing they don't need to be passive and just wait for the energies to happen the way that they would like them to. It's like they can take a more active role and more masculine role in initiating progress, initiating what they want to see. So in many ways, they've been in a feminine energy, wanting things to play out in a certain way. But what I'm feeling here is it's actually stalled the connections because they've been in that feminine polarity, and they are being guided to step into their masculine, to take charge, to close certain things out, to stop juggling certain things, to stop holding back, and to activate here. This is the energy we're getting. What is going on in these masculines' lives that they are consciously aware of at this time as it relates? Oh, wow. Separation and the devil. Okay, so they're kind of just feeling stuck in separation at a distance. Whatever wedges between the two of you. It's really starting to eat away at them, and they're starting to wonder, you know, is this ever going to come together? But I'm getting the sense that they thought there was something particular that they needed to see from you, Divine Feminine. This is almost like that philosophy isn't quite working for them, so it's back to the drawing board. It's like it's forcing them to rethink what they thought should happen in connections. What? You're not chasing them. So they're so used to having a magnetic effect on karmic feminine energy that it's been confusing to them about why you're not chasing them, Divine Feminines. And they're realizing they're going to have to, not necessarily chase you, but they're going to have to get up and walk forward towards you because you're not going to do the most. They're seeing circumstances in their lives that were, I'm hearing, workaholism and different milestones and goals that they were working towards. Those things are all balancing out. Like, this connection has taken enough time that the things that they once told themselves they needed to do first as a foundation, to prove their worth, to get ahead, to become the version of them that they would want to see in a relationship, those milestones have been reached and the connection still hasn't come in, and they're wondering, why you haven't come through in the way that they had expected. I'm just getting that it was a fallacy that you should need to come into or towards them in a certain way. This is an potential eye-opening energy for the masculines. We've got the devil here about the separation. So there are many illusions going on about why this separation is happening or why the distance in the connection. And the first message is that these masculines are starting to realize that they don't have all day to wait for these connections to come in. But the thing of it is the universe is trying to push them to take action here. All right, let's get into a DM check-in and see what the minutia, what the other thoughts are that are becoming apparent to these masculines. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information. What is it we can see for how these masculines are looking at the connections, their counterpart, feeling on the heart space for the connection and their counterpart? What are they wishing? What actions are they taking? What's the biggest challenge? What's the solution for that challenge? And what is the direction in the near future as it pertains to the messages that these masculines are realizing that the connections aren't going to connect themselves and that the masculines are actually at a stage of readiness where they can start affecting the change they wish to see in these dynamics. Okay, masculines, so you are being shown where you thought your feminine was. Possibly you meant well, possibly you were thinking that if you would give the feminine space and grace and gentleness, that they would come around in a certain kind of way and express their readiness. Oh, okay, so feminines, your masculines have been looking for cues of your readiness. Some actions or certain kind of, not grand gestures, but meaningful, real, small things, or it's an alignment, a frequency that they've been looking for. I can't help but think that that frequency is emerging here, but the masculines thought it should look a certain way. What is the advice? I'm going to get advice for you masculines here. So we're going to look at how the masculines are assessing the situation, and then some advice for you masculines. Usually I give advice to the feminines, but I'm going to do the advice for the masculines here. So yeah, this reading is for divine feminines and for divine masculines. What can we see? As always, all my readings are. They're just worded in different ways at different times. Okay, so conscious mind about the connection. The moon in the inverse. Yeah, this is deep subconscious stuff coming to light about those expected norms, masculines. There are some ways that you've wanted your feminine to activate, but also this is an invitation for you to step into your deep, deep, deep knowing so that you can take inspired action. You can take appropriate action. You can take initiative. You can step into leadership. You can show up in the connection. You can be the change you wish to see here in the dynamic. What can we see for... There are Two of Pentacles. Yes, so no longer juggling. This is about you being decisive, you being grounded, you being clear on what you want here and trusting your heart on that matter. Shooting your shot. Not being passive in this connection. What is your advice? Seven of Cups. To not be caught in analysis paralysis and to actually focus on the love and act from that place that acknowledges the love, that acts as though the love that you know is here is the primary, is the priority. So we can, sense the love and guess the love is there and hope the love is there, or we can really affirm the love by thinking and speaking and acting based on the love we do know is there. Doesn't mean that it is some grand expression or complicated orchestration. It's literally just thinking about the connection through the lens of love, the validation of the love that's here. It doesn't ask you to go out on a limb, masculines. It just asks you to affirm to yourself that the love is here so that you can relax and be yourself, so you can stay practical and grounded, so you can just show up in genuine energy. It's about the action of just doing it, I'm hearing. There's a tendency to hold back when we are on the fence or uncertain about whether the love is available. I'm hearing divine guidance say you have ample facts that check out here to draw from, to confirm the love is real here. So focus on that, masculines. What can we see on the conscious mind for their divine feminine? Five of Wands and the Star. Lord of Strife. So there definitely has been something that's being juggled. Do I or don't I? Weighing the lesser of two not quite good enough choices. That's a past energy. There's hope coming in here. The idea that karmic situations and external circumstances, external to the divine counterparts here, other people, places, and things, have power over the love, or that those other extra energies are the gatekeepers of this connection, or there needs to be permission asks. Those are all illusions. So masculines are thinking about how this love is resilient, even though there are lots of people, places, and things that have overshadowed this connection in ways. This connection has stood the test of time, and that's what you're being asked to focus on, masculines. What can we see for advice? Six of Cups. Prioritize this reunion, this union. The knowing that you would like to connect further, more deeply with your feminine or in the physical. give these connections more clout, energetic backing than the strife-based connections that you have in your orbit, masculines, or the perception that your feminine has strife-based karmic connections in their orbit. Call in the awareness that this divine connection, this love-based connection, this sweet connection you have with your divine feminine is more of a priority. Sometimes ego wants to push divine connections away to protect them because we have mayhem or struggle or strife in karmic situations in our lives. And so we cut that low-hanging fruit, we put it into safekeeping so that we can be facing our karma. But what if, I'm hearing divine guidance say, what if that's giving your power away to try and safeguard the divine connection? What if it's a misallocation of priorities and the divine connection needs to be focused on and the karmic connection needs less attention given to it, less potency attributed to it? So the advice here is to recalibrate, rethink your logic in terms of which connections to focus on. Squeaky wheel energy gets the grease, but it may use all the grease up and then there might not be any left over for the good stuff, the good connection. It depletes us, it drains our life force energy. Enough is never enough. And so there needs to be a shift, a confirmation of that permission deep within you, masculines. What can we see on the heart space? Oh, Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords, Lord of Ruin, and Love. So there's never going to be success with things based on illusion or a faulty foundation. Sometimes the loving thing to do is walk away from things that are not life affirming. We can't fix them. We can't lean in harder and fix what is not aligned. The remedy is to remove ourselves from the misalignment. So on the heart space, this cup of love in the Knight card, this is the love, masculines, that you feel for your feminine. But this Ten of Swords is the abandonment wound that comes from your imprinting, the histories, the things that try to tell us love isn't real, love doesn't exist, through bombarding us with experiences that hurt and that are unfair. And so even though life has happened and there have been these things, you're being asked to focus on the love here as well. What is the advice? The Empress. You're meant to focus on giving your Empress the love. Not, staying in that holding pattern of abandonment and fear of loss. This is saying that you've got a filter that is almost superstitious with not wanting to come closer to your feminine for fear of history repeating itself. I'm hearing little young inner children of like each of the masculines as their inner child, seeing where they've been ill-equipped or too young to affect change or momentum or progress with certain scenarios that they had experienced as children. And there being a carryover of still not feeling confident to trust themselves to be strong enough or capable enough or wise enough to do what they fear would be needed to step into maturity. It's like they've forgotten that they are growing and capable because of this little wounded inner child. What is the advice? The Hermit. Allow yourself to be curious, masculines, about how your experiences from your past are shaping your inability to go all in with confidence, empowered, completely. I'm hearing divine guidance saying, you know you want to. Trust that. Trust that you're genuinely inspired to come towards your feminine. That's not something that is being suggested for you to do. You know, divine masculines, that part in your heart that longs to actually, I heard, make your feminine yours and merge with them and love them. That is your greatest teacher in this matter, that your heart actually wants that. Just because you may not be allowing yourself to do that or to act on that knowing doesn't mean that it's not there. And that actually is your greatest proof that the connection is genuine. When you're in karmic connections, your heart doesn't actually feel like you've got the deepest peace for that person. But in these connections, you do. And so it is also about allowing yourself to touch in on that deep, deep knowing and validate that it is indeed in there, that you do feel that way. That there's something else like fear going on the surface that's preventing you from admitting that deep, deep, deep love that you do feel. What? And that is in the heart space, is it? No, that one was in the heart space about the connection, but here's in the heart of hearts for the feminine specifically. 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. So, wow, this is really alignment here in the physical, like power couple, perfect match. There's something about superstition again here with these masculines feeling like the haters be haters. I just heard it's like there's going to be such an obvious radiance to the two of you as a couple that there's almost a fear that people will think that it's because of a superficial reason. There will be judgment that it can't be love because there's so many, I heard, material realm flexes. Money, beauty, fame, all these different trophy energies. I'm sorry, these are the channeled messages. Divine counterparts are masterful. They're exquisite beings. And so there is a lot of abundance and health and vitality and subtle charisma that's going to just completely unlock in these unions. Ease and freedom and adventure and joy. And so it's almost like on the heart of hearts, masculines, that you know that there will be people that will have something to say about the energy that you can sense is going to be unleashed once these connections come in. What is the advice? 6 of Pentacles. It takes one to know one. Equal give and take. I'm seeing this kind of alchemy, this passing the energy back and forth between the counterparts, cycling the energy, allowing for that exchange, the cups being poured into each other. It's more about demonstrating and modeling through active loving each other. Focus on that being the new norm when you come together, instead of any jealousy or gossip or prying eyes. Don't be concerned with those perspectives. Say more about those that are in those energies than it does about your connection, masculines. Continue showing the care that's exchanged between the two of you, and let that be the reputation that precedes you. Rather than being in fear that your connection will mislead others, do not use that as an excuse to hold back from these connections. Focus on the alchemical exchange of true love and energy here, and trust that in the new earth paradigms, that's going to be the thing that others can receive and witness. It will be a confirmation of love. Don't be in the fear. It's like the devil energies want to say, don't do it because it will be misleading. It will be interpreted incorrectly. Don't buy into that garbage, masculines. Be you. Be truly you. Allow these connections to radiate love into the world. What can we see for what the masculines are wishing to manifest here? 6 of Swords, progress, and 6 of Pentacles, progress towards this self-contained unit of love between the counterparts. What was this? I saw a meme a while ago that said, relationships are not community events, they're between you and your partner. What is the advice for the masculines who are shifting their paradigm? 9 of Cups, they're going towards that which they wish to see, not that which they don't wish to see. So, this advice that's coming through, it sounds like advice, but it really just feels like a confirmation that you're getting there, masculines, that it is already happening, that you're shifting into celebration of this exchange that's actually here between the two of you, both of you being equal match. It's undeniable that the two of you alchemize this way. And so to continue to celebrate that and affirm it and wish for it, even if the ego or the fear would suggest that others would have a problem with it, it's about getting rid of that imposter syndrome, masculines, and embracing the fact that you do indeed have someone that you can have a next level kind of blessed, abundant adventure in partnership here. What can we see for the actions masculines are taking? Hanged Man and Ace of Swords. So there's some deliberation to see things from a spiritual perspective and not strictly from a surface level assessment. Some meditation is in order, masculines, for where you are telling yourself storylines, narratives that limit this connection in any way, or limit how this connection can be seen to the negative. What can we see for your advice? 8 of Cups, walking away from narratives that are not emotionally supportive or grounding. Anything that is in a suffering energy, actively seek the remedy thoughts for that, the alternative thoughts, the better feeling thoughts, the truthful thoughts. This is saying that you have been buying into some misconceptions about what is possible in love and what is possible in partnership, and that there are quite a few fears rolling around here about how others will perceive your connection or your worthiness of it, masculines. And you're not meant to be telling yourself those devilish things anymore. What can we see for I lost track. I'm a little sleepy. I was in the saunas all day and I feel so zen, but I lost track of where we're at. Yeah, the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time. Justice and Queen of Wands. So there's that legal card that's been coming out. For the Divine Feminines, there's the Queen of Wands Divine Feminine card in the inverse. So this is just saying that the masculines are aware that there are certain matters that pertain to real world observable facts in the material realm that haven't fully completed for the feminines, or that if it's on the masculine side wouldn't do the feminines justice just yet from the masculine side. It's not what you deserve yet, feminines. So it's either that certain things haven't played out and finalized for you, feminines, or that what the masculines are dealing with wouldn't do your connection justice just yet. That's the biggest challenge. Advice, masculines, 8 of Pentacles, keep persevering, working at things, doing your best, polishing the work, stick with it. Tenacity, courage, I just heard. What is the solution to this challenge? Oh my gosh, you have the power. Here's the Justice card again. Justice, back-to-back justice. So with the Magician here, masculines, you have what it takes. You've got what you need here to see this through to ultimate justice, to stay the course. This is saying you've got a green light to stay invested in this connection. It's worth it. It will be worth the wait. It's worth the effort. It's worth the return in your investment. What can we see for advice? The Lovers. Your heart knows what is good and right and true. Your heart knows this is worth waiting for, staying with the process, trusting the unfolding. Masculines, what is the energy in the near future? Lord of Swiftness, 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles, I think for a third time. As you do the work, you accumulate skill. You accumulate discipline, you accumulate discernment, you accumulate the gifts of the spirit, the energetic, the ability to read the energy with more proficiency, to trust the process with more familiarity to the energetic things, more stock and grounding into the ability to read potentials and frequencies, more faith in that than the material realm. So there's an unfolding here that's going to pick up speed as there's more capacity gained, and the Hierophant. So the advice is continue downloading, asking source for awareness, for instruction, thinking on your feet, remembering to ask and it is given. So any little thing that you're curious about here, these illusions that might plague you, things you're juggling, things going on your feminine side, continue to pray for all guidance, masculines. All right, let's get a Starseed Oracle for the feminines that may have watched this reading. We are getting Dimensional Planes of Perception number 5, Spiritual Strength, Virtue, and Valor. So right now, it's never been more important to stay in impeccable alignment in your virtue, feminines. There's victory here. Spiritual strength is required to not waver, not in karmic situations, not regarding your divine love connection, not within yourself. We're coming into impeccable alignment. I heard exhilarating alignment, aliveness. What can we see for the masculines? Temple of Eventual Destinies, Benevolence, Spiritual Progression, and Enlightenment. I'm just hearing you know what to work towards here. You are enlightened to the truth of this connection and your connection to Source, and it is already on its way. And there's benevolence in this. This means the grace of God is good. Like, you're not going to lose out on this, masculines, but the more enlightened you become, the more accessible your divine love connection is, the less you have to resist, and the more permission you can give yourself to show up immediately, to show up ready, to be in alignment now. I was just shown a vision of, that activated showing up for it. But the irony of that is, as you perceive you're showing up for it, it's just all being drawn right to you magnetically. Instead of that adage, give an inch, they take a mile, masculines, with your divine counterpart, you give an inch, you get a mile. The divine template is that the masculine seeds and the feminine multiplies. Karmic energy is flippy-floppied, but not aligned. Aligned energy, the masculine seeds and the feminine multiplies. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.